And then when did Helter Skelter come in?
Helter Skelter came in because during that whole movement, Duck Down was a management company. We was not a record label.
Right.
We bum rushed the scene as a management company because Chuck Chillout, shout out to you, Chuck Chillout. If it wasn't for Chuck Chillout and Ralph McDaniels, there would be no Black Moons. None of this. None of it.
Yes.
Somebody said that yesterday.
If it wasn't for Chuck Chillout and Ralph McDaniels.
Uncle Luke said that.
Uncle Ralph is the
You said that yesterday.
Uncle Ralph, if there was a lock to the car door, like the bloop bloop, Uncle Ralph was the bloop bloop for me.
Right.
Straight up. There's 1,000% hands down. You know? And so during that time, I mean, we was getting played on R&B times, you know, Tuesdays and all these things we was getting played. We was breaking the board because they never seen little dudes do it on their own like that. It was like maybe they get signed,
Right.
and you know some guys pulling the strings, some Johnny Epstein or some other pulling, but they never seen street dudes coming like that, taking over the game like that, and it was because I didn't sell crack, none of that. Wasn't into it. It was corny to me. Meaning like I need to make money. And to make money, when I say I need to make money, I'm trying to get to everybody. You rock a purple sweater? I got those. I like that chain. How much you pay for that? Dope. I bet you I get one better. Well, you like boots? I got boots for you. I'm him. I was that guy. I was never the hustle man, baby.
Right.
I'm him to another level. So it was always in my blood and in my breed to be the business guy. So when we got signed to Nervous and Chuck didn't do the right thing, I fired Chuck. When I fired Chuck, it was just Black Moon on our own. But I went into Nervous Records one day to go get my check and found out that I was in negative.
In the red.
In the red. That means I signed the most horrible record deal you could ever in your life imagine.
Right.
And I got so pissed, I left the room that day. But before I left, I went into another room and I asked, who's working Black Moon? And it was Dru Ha. And I said, let's form something together, long story short. And me and Dru Ha formed Duck Down Management. Duck Down Management came and started throwing blows for Tekken Steel and Black Moon at the label. Throwing blows and getting us off the label. Simultaneously getting us off the label started Duck Down Records. Wow, of course. Now, why wouldn't we start our own record label if we taking our dudes off the label?
Right.
Gimme. We starting our own. And we got our own with Helter Skelter. We're going to set it off. We're going to show y'all that we really know how to do this. Not with a group that was already out, with a group that y'all never heard before.
Rest in peace, Sean Price.
Rest in peace, Sean Price. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Two dudes with two incredible different skills, with two totally different mind frames, totally different attitudes. How the hell you bring these two together and somehow, some way, Buckshot was able to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I used to bring Ruck on the road. I used to bring Rock on the road. Somehow, some way, they was already together, but as far as the public, how were you able to keep this glue and this magic of what you just did with Smif-N-Wessun going along again?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then have Tekken Steel come back again, and then all y'all together. OGCs. And then Boot Camp Clik.
Right.
And you gotta remember, this was before Wu-Tang, truthfully.
Yeah, no.
Who was on Loud Records, because Loud Records was big at the time.
Yeah,
like
right.
they Mobb Deep, they Loud.
Pun over there.
They had a few people, right?
They had an ill lineup.
We couldn't. It got to the point where they had us in the range of like, okay, y'all got the blows, but we got the budget. So for every for every 3 blows you hit us with, we're gonna throw like 10 budgets at you. So it was surrounding us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you would hear like a Snoop and Dre, who's on a major label, Wu-Tang, the major label, all these people. And we was the only dudes that was independent as Duck Down. The question was, how were we able to get and maintain at a major label level and height? If we was independent doing independent things,
how were you?
That would have been cool, great. But because we knew that we thought and we knew how to move like a major, and we still do. That's why we still here.
You couldn't tell that you weren't major. Nobody could tell by looking. The groups you just mentioned, Loud Records, if you put their product next to your product, it all looked like the same level of quality.
But you couldn't tell that some of these people were Biggie, Biggie Smalls, Bad Boy. I mean, Def Jam, the Clive Davis. I'm not Clive. I didn't have Clive Davis, but I didn't. You know what I had? I had raw niggas in the street, hot, murderers, killers. Yo, man, I had Ain't No Stopping Us with me. You feel me? So it was like you couldn't stop that bum rush of hunger and dudes who wasn't playing. And then you got Buckshot, who's sitting there with Dru Ha, and we were just discussing, because you can say this now. You can say those things, because a lot of people really thought that Buckshot was the rapper going, rap. And Dru Ha was the business guy going.
Yeah, I always thought Dru Ha was the businessman behind.
When it was me and Dru together going, Dru, what we gonna do? I don't know, Buck. So why don't we do da-da-da-da? Okay, da-da-da-da. Go. It was that every time. Now, there's no question. I will say, I will bow down and say this on camera, and I want to, but I have to. That I said this to myself. I said, yo, Dru, if it wasn't no Dru, for Dru, it wouldn't be no Duck Down. I'm like, Dru is such, I don't know how to describe Dru. Like, he is such the smoothest, calmest, most get it done, most no practical, focused, laser. I don't know, he hit it. He just a yellow on the bullseye. You'll be like, right there, and then you kick it with Dru, and somehow that yellow just comes together with you too. You feel me?
Right.
And it's like, that's the type of relationship me and Dru got. It was never Dru doing the business and that. I said, now Dru have incredible resources, right? Like his family owned the billboard that we had over Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Bridge. We had something called Welcome to Bucktown. It was a billboard over Brooklyn Bridge. And Dru's family owned that, right? So and then Dru, shout out to Rob Stone. Rob Stone is another person, Cornerstone, who played an intricate part in a lot of the things that we did, right? Because
you mean like the Cornerstone, the CDs, the music, Cornerstone,
the
distro.
Yeah, Cornerstone, the advertising.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the ad agency, Cornerstone.
Right.
You see it at the bottom of the billboard.
When he said Cornerstone, I thought he was saying the cornerstone of something. He's talking about I got you.
So Rob helped a lot too. Rob's helped Dru a lot too. And Dru and all those little things played such an intricate part in how we was just decking them. Bam, bam, bam. It was like, nobody really had ever saw that before. On stage, you would have EPMD, you would have Big Daddy Kane with Scoop and Scrap, Rakim with Eric B. I don't know. Keep naming them. But it wasn't traditionally the thing to have you and your block on stage. That wasn't looked at as a bad thing back then. I had to do that. Once again, this is before all the mobs and everybody else came out and everything like that, because we had to represent some form of power.
Right.
That was the reason why. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was like, I always got off on that.